Good day, everybody. I'm Dr. Neda Amani, and welcome to the Dr. Ned Show. I'm so pleased to have Cynthia Ifyoma joining us today. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Cynthia's story is another inspirational story that I think I've learned, and I'm continuing to learn a lot from you, Cynthia. And I think a lot of people can not only learn things from your story, but be entertained, be inspired, be faith-filled. There's a lot of things about your story that I think needs to be shared. And I'm going to get you to get right into it right now with us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cynthia Ifyoma Judge, like she rightly called me. I'm from Nigeria, mother of four, sorry. Then I'm from a Christian background. It hasn't been easy, especially those of us that are, from Nigerians and all that, our upbringing, society and everything. But we give God the glory. At least we are pushing and we're happy to be here.
So, Cynthia, your childhood is an example of many childhoods, myself included, where the struggles were pretty intense and you were challenged on multiple levels. What I've seen that's mostly amazing about you is the fact that you were able to use those struggles to become the woman of poise, power, and grace that is before me, and whatever it is of that story and that experience that you think would benefit people that are right now, we know is a difficult time. I'm doing these videos and bringing people like you on our show to help inspire and to give strength and support to people who are going through difficult times. And so, you have a glimpse of what's going on because you're in the community working as a personal support worker. That's how I've met you. What is it that you want to communicate to everyone from how you've been able to take the difficulties in your life and turn it into something really, really powerful and for the good?
Okay, like personally, I keep telling people that basically in all you do, trust in God. Pray to Him and listen to Him when He speaks to you. That's just it. Because my growing up wasn't easy, especially when you get this ill treatment from your mom, kind of. I'm not saying I'm not trying to paint my mom bad, but most times I like to share my stories just to encourage someone out there that no matter what, just be you. No matter what, just be kind. No matter what, look unto God. Because He's the author and the finisher of everything we do. So like I keep telling people, growing up under a single mom, I know it's not easy, things like that, but sometimes as a human, she'll, want to transfer the anger or the aggression or whatever it is, towards the kids and everything. But still, I never take it as anything. All I do most times is just, take it to God because He's the only one that I can actually talk to. So like I tell people, in any situation you find yourself, be it, whatever it is, wherever it's coming from the world, from your parents, from family, from workplace, anywhere, just take it to God, especially when you're a Christian. Once you take it to Him, forget about it. He will take care of the rest for you. And you'll be amazed what God can do.
So you're the second person on our actually you're not the second person. You're probably the third person on our program who's talked about the role of God and your faith and Christianity having a huge role in your strength and your resilience in overcoming problems. What part of Nigeria, first of all, are you from? What city are you from?
Okay, I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria. They call us the Igbos, the eastern part of Nigeria. Yeah, we speak Igbo. We are the Igbos.
Igbos, okay. And what city were you born in?
I was born in Lagos State, from the western part of Nigeria.
Okay, so we're going to send out a shout out to Lagos States.
Hi, Lagos.
So now, did your faith, was that something that you grew up with, like in your home, or how did you develop that faith?
Yeah, I just grew up knowing that I'm from a Christian background.
Yeah.
So I go to church.
Okay.
I listen to Word of God.
Yeah.
So I make use of it. You know, most times, most of us, we just, let's just go to church for going sake.
Yeah.
Or, let's just go and catch some fun and everything. But when you listen to it, when you put it into practice, like me, most times I tell people, I don't have the time, or let me say, I don't read the Bible often, but most times when I listen to Word of God, when I hear people preach, I just have to put it in action. It mustn't be till you read yourself. Sometimes you just listen to the gospel and you just, maybe if you're kind of confused or you don't really know how to, at least then you can go through the Bible. And why some people read, like me, I'm not good at reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love cooking and dancing.
Yes, and we're gonna get into your cooking and your
But
dancing.
when I listen to people preach, then I just put it into practice. Then I think about it,
Yeah.
and it has been helping me.
And you're getting emotional talking about it. What is it? Yeah.
Because I don't know, because the way He surprises me, the way God does things for me, it keeps amazing me. Even sometimes I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm shocked. Like, who am I that is so merciful, that is so generous to me, that in all, I'm still blessed by Him.
So, I didn't think we would jump in this quickly into this subject matter. I was thinking that we were going to go into the challenges and the difficulties, and you're going to talk about that. We didn't really prepare very much for this because I wanted you to communicate your life story, but immediately we've jumped into this, and this happened with our previous guest Joy as well, where immediately we jumped into the role of God. And so I'm just going to go with it because I know for a lot of people that's not something that they can relate to or they can connect to. And so for me, it's really important to make our videos relatable to everybody and to not alienate everybody, because we're all part of, the divine, the creator, the nature, whatever people like to call it, family. But I think for a lot of people, God is something that they're experiencing and is giving them strength. And this is a time where there's uncertainty in everything. And there's nothing that people can hold on to really anymore in many ways. So they can't hold on really to their jobs. Many marriages are breaking down.
They can't even hold on to their lives.
No. And so maybe it is that we're supposed to be talking about the God, divine creator. Maybe that's what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, because I feel now is when we need Him most. If you haven't come close to Him, you just have to, because as you can see, the world, everybody is confused. The government is confused. The citizens, we are also confused, because today they are going to say this, tomorrow they are saying this, kind of. So I think the best is to just call upon Him or draw closer to God, because definitely He will direct your path. He's going to put you through. He's going to strengthen you to overcome the challenges, because we see everything as challenges. So
everything is challenging. And you were, I'm going to use the language of the times, you were immunized against difficulty, right?
Yeah.
And against struggles as a child.
Yeah.
Right? And I've seen that people who are coming from, countries or places, continents around the world, like Africa, where we you don't have many of the things that we in North America take for granted. We were having a conversation before we started filming about just rice, that you're immunized. You didn't even have access to rice. You can maybe
that was far back when I was younger.
Yeah.
So things like, we basically eat rice on Sundays, just Sundays. Not like now that, oh, rice is a common thing.
Yeah.
People can afford it. Even in Nigeria now, some people can't even afford rice
Yeah.
because it's expensive. It's mostly for the rich.
Yeah.
It's not like in North America where everybody is almost equal. In Nigeria, no, we still have a huge gap within the rich and the poor.
But yet, you grew up in that difficulty. How many siblings are you? How many brothers and sisters you
Okay,
have?
I have 3 brothers, then a sister and I, 5. I'm the last
You're the
of
baby.
the 5. Yeah.
Okay. And then your mom was a single mom.
Yes.
Was a single mom. And you grew up in that environment, yet you were able to not only survive it, but be able to thrive, get married,
Yeah.
move to
Even
Canada.
when all hope was lost,
Yeah.
you know.
And you would say on a daily basis when the hope was lost,
I just cried to God.
and what would you say?
I would just ask him to take over. That I'm just tired. I'm weak. I'm helpless. Just help me. Because I don't want to die. I don't want to commit suicide. I just want to prove the world wrong. Especially, you know, like sometimes my mom can just look to my face and like, I'm going to make you useless.
Yeah.
I'm going to frustrate you. Those are the language she uses. Then I will like go back and I'll just cry to God. I said, what have I done? Whatever it is that I've done, do I deserve such a thing from a mom? You know, but still, I won't react. I'm not going to talk to her. I'm not going to fight her because I don't have the power, you know. So what I do is that I just go to God in prayer. Sometimes I can't even pray. You know, most times when we are in pains, we don't even know what to pray. Mm-hmm. So what I do is that I'll just cry to him. I'll just cry to him.
You were a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just cry to him.
Yeah.
And after crying, then I will see things happening. Like I remember there's this period in time that I needed money to go to school because growing up, she was like, oh, I can only afford to take you through, we call it secondary school back home, that is grade 12, that she can't take me further. And I love to go to school. And she meant it. So as a girl, I try as much as I can, you know, to help myself from friends, from families, Then there's this thing that I discovered about when I'm going through pains and all that. I discovered that sometimes when I cry to God, or, you know, sometimes you don't even need to cry to God. I tell people, God sees your heart. Mm. As you're walking, your thought, he knows. Your wish, he knows. Mm. It's not about praying, shouting or something. Like I keep telling people, most times God blesses our hearts. Mm-hmm. He sees our thoughts. He knows what we're going to. He knows my thought towards you and your thoughts. Then he blesses us openly.
According to that wish or
sometimes thought. I just notice, oh, maybe a friend would just call me. I would just pick up phone. You're like, oh, Cynthia, what's up? I said, I'm fine. He said, what is happening? I was like, oh, my birthday is tomorrow. I don't even know what to do. And you just see someone, because we call it beer parlor in Nigeria. We sell drinks, you know, people come in to drink and all that. So the person was like, later when the person is done drinking, when he's paying, he'll give me ×3 of the money. So I was like, what? You're like, I hear you saying that your birthday is tomorrow, that you don't even know what to do. Just take this to celebrate with your friends. Or like, how? Why? To the extent sometimes I would like, you know, freely, jokingly, I would like run to my mom or my sister. I would like, guess what? Like, oh, a customer just bought drink and he gave me 3 times the money. And sometimes my sister would like, what? And I've asked him for money. He said he don't have money. And you didn't even beg. And he's giving you money. Why? So I was like, I don't know.
Why do you think?
I think it's just the grace. Or God knows that I need it, because even he said, if you can't praise me, he will command the stone to do that. So like, I just see that even if my parents can't help me, even if the society, even if the government can't help me, he will always, you understand, send the help through enemies.
Yeah. But some people will say, well, I mean, I've seen your heart, and I've asked you, I just asked you before we started the interview, what your dream was. And you said from the time when you were a little girl, you just wanted to help people.
Yeah.
You just wanted to bring smile to people's lips, and you just wanted to bring them joy
And hope.
and hope.
Yeah.
And so he sees that.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I do believe that for those hearts that are really in service, that although we're tested, people are tested, everyone's tested, and there's trials and difficulties for everybody, but that you are not forsaken. You're given the strength or the support, the money for the day, the friend that calls, something to make it through to the next day, so that you can share your gift and what's in your heart to help people.
Yeah, like I always tell, that's my major goal, is to see people happy, bring hope to people, because especially in like this time we are now, people are losing it. Yeah. People are giving up. Yeah. So many people like, oh, I want to do this, I don't know how to do that. Like, have you talked to him? If you're a Christian, have you talked to him? Have you told him what he wants? Yeah. Like I tell people, you can communicate with him anyhow. He doesn't have a pattern on how to do that. Like to me, bringing hope, joy to people, I always pray to him and ask him to help me out. Because I always have this feelings, or I always have this, in mind to always help people, care for people and everything. So most times I would like, when I pray to him, sometimes he talks to me. He will like, do this. Like the story that I shared with you, that on Saturday was my birthday.
Yes,
so last week,
happy birthday,
Thank you.
Cynthia.
Thank
Everyone's
you.
saying happy birthday.
Thank you so much. So I was like, oh, I was, within me planning on how I'm going to celebrate my birthday after I don't know, let me just say my first birthday. Okay, my second birthday in Canada. And I've had friends and all that. So I was like, oh, how am I going to celebrate them and all that? And 2 days to my birthday, the voice just came out like, Cynthia, I just want you to bless 10 people back home in Nigeria. So at first I wanted to, as a human, I wanted to struggle with it, or like, it's my birthday, I'll need to, freshen up, take a picture, post, do some things for my friends, or even my family, my kids and everything. Yeah. So the thing was like, give 10 people. Where you're coming from. Give 10 families.
Give 10 people. Yeah.
It's like, where you're coming from, where you are today. It's not by your power. What people have said about you. How you've been disgraced. How you've been mocked. Things like that.
You were bullied. You were bullied.
Yeah,
and like
kept
lots of trials.
Reminding me and everything. So I was like, oh, I give up. Then I just had to call an auntie who I'm always close to.
Sorry, so just so that people understand, you gave up the thought that I have to do something for myself, right? You gave up that because that was your mind was telling you, I need to do something for my birthday, I need to do something for myself. But you were hearing the Spirit tell you,
bless 10 families.
Bless 10 families.
Back home.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just give them lunch. He said lunch. Give them lunch. Okay. On that day. So I just had to call my auntie who I'm close to. I was like, okay, please, I need so people. Just because I don't know, I just have 2 people in mind. Get me 4 more people, making 6 from my family. Mm-hmm. Then I want to give them lunch on my birthday. Mm-hmm. So my aunt, even when I gave her the money, she was like, should I tell them you are the one? I said, no, don't mention my name. Mm-hmm. Because that is one thing I don't like. Mm-hmm. Don't mention my name. Yeah. Just give them lunch and say someone's given. I can. Sometimes I tell them that it's you. Yes. But when the prayer comes, he knows where it's going to. You know who brought the money. You know how it gets. Because I don't like people knowing what I do. Especially when the instruction came or when the voice speaks. I don't like people to, because I don't want that, thank you, because I always feel that I've done enough.
You feel like you haven't done enough.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
I always feel like it's too small.
Yes. And you're
for
not
someone to be calling me and be, oh, thank you, God bless you. No. I always feel it's too small. Even my auntie like, do you know what you've done? I said to me, it's small to compare to what God has done for me. I want that situation whereby when people come to me, 90% of their problem is solved. But I'm not even doing 1%. So people shouldn't call me and be thanking. They should just save that stress. And I wouldn't want a situation whereby out of the little, they will still buy airtime to, no. I remember calling the other woman that I gave the money. I had to send to her. She knew me. She was like, do you know what you just did? I said, well, he said that money saved my kids, that I use it to buy drugs for them.
I used to buy drugs
for them.
Like medication.
They've been sick.
Medication.
So I was like, God, I thank you.
So that you spent your birthday, you told me you lay down, you rested as you were healing.
I didn't even bathe.
You didn't even bake?
Yeah. I didn't bathe. I didn't make anything for my family because the thing was like outside your family.
It was give it out, yeah.
Just do it outside your family.
And you chose to celebrate your birth, your coming into the world, to bless others. And I think that's one of the things that I've seen in my own life, in people that I've been privileged to work with, both professionally, but as a physician and family, that people who get through really, really difficult times like we are in right now are generally focused on giving and doing for others. And in that, it immunizes you. It strengthens you. It gives you a power, right? Because it takes your mind away from my own well-being. I mean, taking care of yourself obviously is important, eating well, exercising, taking care of that. But I'm saying really focusing on giving rather than receiving or feeling, worried or anxious about what is my day going to be, or what my, week ahead or month ahead. It's normal for us to go there. It's normal for the uncertainties for us to go there. But it's almost like, I like the example of nature all the time. I use the example of nature. You're doing your function, and there is a power in the universe. There's God, whatever you're connected to, that allows you, when you're fulfilling your function, right, to give, to be a blessing unto others, that you will be taken care of.
Sure.
It's almost like it's a law.
Yeah.
I think it's a law.
And I tell people most times it's what you believe.
It's what?
What you believe.
What you believe, yeah.
So it's so much like sometimes I don't always have money. To me, I believe when I keep the money, I don't do anything with it, problem is going to come take it.
Problem is going to come take it, that's true.
Maybe it can come through sickness, it can come through stealing, it can come through different, but it's going to move. Like I tell people,
a flood in your house, something. Car breaking down, something.
I tell people, money don't have where it belongs to. Like you can't say, oh, money is for you. No. Money moves. When it comes to you and you don't use it wisely, you don't bless people especially, it's going to move. Once the time comes, it's going to move. Something must take it. It's either sickness, it's either something must take it. Something must come for it. Because it's not yours. It moves around.
It's energy. It's a form of energy.
So that's just it.
Yeah.
So once I have the money, once I have spare cash, what I do is I look for people to bless or people to sow a seed. Or sometimes I call it sacrifice. I sacrifice it.
When you were telling me about your childhood and about how your mother, and this is really important to say, is that, people who are hurting and have gone through trauma themselves, and generationally will then cause trauma. So we see this a lot where, and right now is a time where people are being confronted with not only their own trauma, because the world is topsy-turvy, and having to face their own trauma, childhood trauma, and to heal it, to be able to survive this period, and not only survive but thrive. But there's also generational trauma, because people who hurt other people have generally been hurt, right? So I don't know your mother, but definitely she had been hurt, and that might have even been passed down from a number of generations in your family. But it's stopping with you because, right?
Yes.
Did you, it's stopping with you.
Yeah.
So you're definitely not passing this on to your children.
No, not at all.
Not at all, right?
Yeah.
I've seen videos of you with your children. I haven't met your children yet, but you're definitely not passing this on because you have insight. And when you were telling me about how your mom had different scenarios of how your mom treated you, I was floored of how kind you continue to be kind to her at a distance, and have forgiven her. And I think one of the key messages of forgiveness right now is really important. And forgiveness doesn't mean, in my mind, I don't know how you see it. In my mind, this is where I'm at with it, is forgiveness means that, whoever's done you wrong, you understand that if you've done wrong or you've perceived their actions as wrong, right? Sometimes it's our own perception, that we let it go. We may not forget it, but we have compassion for their actions, and we are able to still send them, blessings or prayers or good wishes. Doesn't mean that we choose to connect with them or be in contact with them or have a relationship, but that we're not harboring these ill feelings inside, because that has a lot of negative effects. It has a lot of negative health effects. It has a lot of negative psychological effects, and it does definitely impact our ability to create the future that we want for ourselves and for other people. So when you were telling me about your mom and how you were able to forgive pretty horrific acts that, I would say abuse, really, in many ways, you told me of why you did that. Would you like to share with everyone?
Yeah, I forgive.
Why you chose?
And I forgive because one thing about forgiveness is that if you don't forgive people, you're not going to move forward. You stand the same place with that person that hurts you.
From the past.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
because
stuck
you
there.
can't move. You can't move.
Yeah.
When you don't forgive, you can't move on. Because each time you will be bitter, you will be unhappy, you will begin to hate yourself, and you refuse to listen or to see when things, or when people are moving, or when people are progressing, because you're stuck in it. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And sometimes God won't even allow you to progress because he sees your heart.
That it's full of anger, hatred,
yeah, he knows
animosity.
This is not for me. This one is not my son or my daughter, so I'm not going to bless him or her, because all she wants is to get the money then and do this and do that. And I keep telling people, when you forgive, you're going to move forward. You're going to be free. You're going to be happy. And you're going to live right. I was able to forgive. Like most times, when people offend me, I just see it as a stepping stone. I see it as, because most times you don't have prayer points on what to pray to God. But when people do something to you like, oh God, please, then you have what to say and everything.
So sorry, say that again. So prayer points, how?
Like, we call it prayer point. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, we call it prayer point.
You call prayer point back in where you're from?
Like Christian, where I'm from, we use the word prayer points. Like when you want to ask God for something, you just list those things like, I keep telling you, each time my mom does something to me that hurts me, I just take it to God in prayer. So what I'm taking to him in prayer is the prayer point that, today I was bullied just for this. God, please help me. Or teach me not to do this again. It's a mistake. Things like that. We just call it just like writing list of what you want to go shopping for, kind of. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing in Nigeria. We call it prayer points. We write out the prayer points, what we want God to do for us, what we're going to do to God, what we're asking God for.
So you've asked for being able to let go of anger and hatred.
Go just to give me because it's not easy.
No.
But you just have to ask for the grace.
Yeah.
Like each time I tell God, please, I need the grace to forgive and to move forward.
And the day that you told me this, we were standing by the washroom in my house, and you were taking care of my dad, and you said, I want the shower of blessings to continue. So I don't want to hold on to that hatred and that anger. because I want the blessings to continue for myself and my family, so I can be a blessing onto even the person who, has hurt me and other people.
Yeah. Yeah. One. Then secondly, too, I always tell people, when people offend you or when people insult or something, show them how things are being done. In the sense that when someone hurts you, you don't have to revenge or you don't have to pay back for evil or something. You just have to turn it. Maybe sometimes I tell people it may be out of ignorance.
Yes.
Like most times I see all what my mom do to me as ignorance. She don't know. So my being kind to her is just showing her how things are being done.
Do it the way that it should be done.
How
this is how.
Show love, no matter what you're passing through.
Yeah.
We all have what we are passing through, but you don't have to, make the next person feel bad. You don't have to hurt someone beside you. You don't have to fight someone and everything, because everybody is carrying their cross.
So you came 2 years ago, and I've been telling that we were going to be interviewing you, and everyone wants to hear the story of how you came here with no money.
Not even knowing anybody.
Knowing nobody. You came to Ottawa.
Yeah.
And you were in social housing.
Yeah.
And now 2 years later, and with what kind of a job, you can share with, what kind of work you were doing. Now 2 years later, you own your own home.
Yes.
And that's as somebody who never went to university.
Yeah.
So I know doctors, I know lawyers, I know accountants, I know professionals right now that don't have the confidence that you do with their education, with actually property and money. And I also know people who, if they maybe have the confidence that you do, but they have quite a bit of fear because of the uncertainty of this time, that they're not going to be able to make it or have a good life or be able to care for their families. Professionals, right? Educated professionals. And yet your story is coming here within 2 years without any university education. And you've been able to do what you do. So do you want to tell us? I don't know the full story, but everyone's waiting to hear this. Everyone wants to hear the story.
People, it's all about God. I tell people, when you do things in secret, God is going to reward you openly. That is because...
Sorry. Say that
again.
When
you do things for God secretly, He's going to reward you openly.
Okay.
Yeah. I tell people, even to me, it's still surprising.
To what?
To me, it's still surprising how I managed to get it, because...
Yeah, how?
Yeah, I came into Canada. I was in shelter. In Canada, it's called shelter. I am my family of 6, So staying there, I started working as a PSW, Then back home, my mom keeps calling trouble where she's staying and everything. So my spirit was within me, get her a house. At least you
get her a house.
Yes, my mom.
Even though you were in the shelter.
Shelter, yes. Okay. So I was like, how is that going to work?
Children, all listen up.
So I was like, how is that going to work? I'm in a room in the shelter and I want to get a house, for someone.
You heard that though.
Yes.
Okay.
So I did. I was like, oh, how do I do it? Okay, I just called my brother, called my sister. I said, okay, this is the vision I have, things like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm going to work hard to do it. Let me just take this opportunity of being in a shelter, working and everything. And to my greatest surprise, I was able to do it. And to crown my testimony, one day my husband was like, we were talking, I was like, oh, I heard that you can actually get a loan in Canada to get a mortgage, so my husband like, how are we going to do it? I said, okay, let me ask friends, because since I'm here, I've met friends, good friends, so I kept asking. They were like, oh, I heard it's possible when you get your PR and all that, even things like that. So, and one day, on the process, we are still looking for a house to move, all these things all together.
At the same time.
Yeah.
You have to move, and you were also told you have to prepare for your mom's house.
Yes. Yeah. Then for us to move out of the shelter, because it's just a room for 6 people.
Yeah, one room.
One room.
Your 4 kids and your husband.
Yes. Yeah. So it's kind of, choking,
Yeah.
things like that. So on the process, we'll go look for house, and they'll always tell us a story. Oh, we need this, your tenant history, whatever it is, credit card. We don't even have credit card and all that. So at the end, I just, like I tell you, I'll just put it to God in prayer. I said, God, let your will be done, but this is what I want. In as much as I want this, let your will be done. You know, and one day my husband met a cleaner in the shelter and was like,
A who? Met
a cleaner.
A cleaner,
husband,
okay.
yeah. He met with a cleaner. I was like, we're actually looking for a house. How can we rent a house? Because the ones we've seen, they keep, excuses and all that. So he was like, wouldn't you like to buy? My husband was
The
like,
cleaner said,
yeah.
wouldn't you? The cleaner at the shelter said, wouldn't you like to buy?
So my husband was like, we wish, but we don't know if we meet with the requirements. He said, okay, I'm going to connect you to someone. So he gave us the number, we called. The person was like, sure. We were like, this is what we do and everything. They said, no problem.
What does your husband do?
He works, he's a contact, what is it called?
You said in the call center.
Call center, yeah. He works
so was
with
he
the
working
call
at that time?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was working as a call center, you were as a
I was working
PSW.
as a
I just want people to know
PSW.
the background, yeah. So it's not
Yes.
like he was making tons of money an hour.
No.
You were, yeah, okay.
No.
Okay.
So we are kind of...
And you came with $0.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So we talked to him. We talked, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Because you're like, how are we going to get the money and all those things? They
Yeah.
were like, because we usually hear
Or even
20%.
a down payment. Yeah.
So they said, the guy just asked for our details, name, where we work, what we do for a living, and all that. If we are permanent resident or citizen or whatever it is, we just gave him the ones.
Had you
we
been a
have.
permanent resident by that time?
No, we are
'cause
protected people.
You were...
Protected people, they call it. We've gone for hearing and we're protected.
Okay, I don't know the
people,
terms.
yeah.
Okay, protected people. Okay. Okay, that's a good term.
So he just, after 3 days, he said that they've approved us. I was like, how? How does it work so
After
fast?
3 days,
Yeah, he just
you were
called me,
approved for a
yeah.
mortgage?
Yes.
For how much? The whole amount, or what about?
He said $300,000.
$300,000?
Yeah. So that it's time for us to look for house. So we were like scared. Just like that. How?
So were you wondering whether the guy was legit or the bank was legit? Or?
No, because we so much believe in Canada. We know that, yeah, at least 90%. So we're like, let's go look for a house and all that. We looked, then we picked one. When we saw the one we liked, so we were like, okay. They started bargaining and everything. It got to $320. So we're like, we can't go. The financial company said it's $300, so we can't go above that. Maybe you should look for somewhere else for us. Then he said, okay, hold on, let me just call the financial organization. Maybe they will do something about it. And he called and they said, oh, they can move it to us at $350,000. $350,000.
Were you what were you thinking at this point?
We're like confused, So as time goes on, the whole thing started delaying just for us to work more, to earn more, just to add up with the 10% down payment, because they were like that, they're going to take 10% down payment. By God's grace, we worked, and at the end, we got the house. Yeah. So just within 2 years.
So
we moved
you
from
were
shelter to our own house.
Which you were able to put in 10% down payment.
Yes.
And you started to look for the house. How many months into the shelter?
It was 3 months.
3 months within?
Yeah.
And then you bought the house about a year later? Or a year and a half later?
No, we moved into the shelter. We bought the house about a year later.
A year later, yeah. So about a year and 3 months into Canada.
Yes. And another surprising thing is that, usually bank, when you go for, usually when you want to get a mortgage here, they will ask for your credit check.
Yeah,
whatever.
you didn't have...
My credit card was just less than 3 months. My credit card was just less than 3 months.
So this cleaner, and there's so many stories like this that has happened in my own life. You hear it all the time. I hear them all the time because I'm very curious about them, and I love hearing them because it always tells you that every day there's miracles happening. There's amazing things happening and can happen to us every day. We need to have the eyes, right, to see them and to believe in them. But the fact that you told the cleaner, right? You told the cleaner about this dream at the shelter that you guys wanted to buy a house.
No, we just said we are looking for a house to rent.
Oh, you said rent, but the plan was,
Yeah, he was like, but you can buy. We're like, we wish.
Yeah.
We just, jokingly and...
Yeah.
Like I keep telling people, when you're good to
Yes.
people, when you think good about people, when you forgive people, God is going to use anything. Like I tell people, you don't need to underrate anybody or anything.
No.
God can use anything. Even when friends ask me, then I tell them cleaner, they were like, that man that we don't used to respect, that would like clean here. I said, yes, that's the man. That is him.
Yeah, we never, everyone's equal.
Yeah,
Never
like,
look down or
I keep telling
up on
people,
anyone.
If not that we are nice to him, you would have just said, excuse me, I'm here to work. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah,
what
he
you're
wouldn't have
talking
helped you. Yeah.
You're like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Or I'm sorry.
But that was a heart that you had developed. You're in your 30s now, I think, right?
Yeah.
You're in your 30s. This is a heart that you had developed your whole life in treating everyone equal, in treating everyone with love. And it's not like you thought, oh, I'm going to be nice to the cleaner because he can help me. You were nice because you know that we're all equal and every human being deserves dignity and respect and honoring. And you had been that for all your life almost, right? And then, in that situation, you were helped.
Yeah. Just try to, whoever you come across with, just try to be nice. Sometimes I tell people, you don't know who is who. The person might just be at that position, God might just put that person at that position just to help you. Like I keep telling people, be sensitive. Always listen.
Yeah, well, how I've met you is because I decided to bring my parents out of the long-term care home when they were having the lockdown in October. They were in Toronto. We're in Ottawa right now. And they were in room isolation for 8 days when I went to get them, and my dad and my mom. And my dad was quite ill and was pretty much close to dying, actually. He would have probably died very shortly if I hadn't gone to get him. And it was a very, very difficult decision. It wasn't an easy one, is because just navigating how to take care of two elderly parents. And it still continues to be very difficult caring for them and, having my work and all kinds of responsibilities. But it's also been a huge blessing. Thankfully, they're both doing significantly better. But one of the many blessings has been I've met amazing people like you, really, and who I took one step to do what I was told. The Spirit told me, they should not die there. They should be in the home setting. They should be cared for in the last days. And I had no one. I had no caregiver when I brought them to Ottawa. I didn't even know. I made the decision I had been thinking about it for a while, but made the decision on a Monday, brought them home on a Sunday, the next Sunday. Hasn't even been a week. And within 2-3 days, I was sent by chance again, a number of different caregivers. And I don't think it was by chance, because the people that I've met through this have been huge blessings to me and to them. So I do believe I see that. I do see that. And that's how we are all connected, right? That's how each of us does a little part to make life better for somebody else. And then immediately, right? We are taken care of, and we're brought in people who teach us and give us lessons that we would never have learned. And that's how we're always giving. That's sort of the circle. That's the circle of life. You have this power about you and this poise that comes through incredibly through your dancing. And I just learned today that you have been in love with dancing since you were a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about the dancing love and the competitions?
You know, I just love to dance. I don't know why.
Yes.
Maybe I would like say dance found me just like food found me, you know. So I just respond to them, yeah, but always dancing to music. At least when I was younger, go for birthday parties, I tried to dance, and I just found out that I keep coming up, being the first, you know, things like that. And it's something that I would have loved to continue, you know, like I said, due to parental pressure, things like that. So I kept that aside and move on with other things.
Yeah, but that's in the past.
But I still dance.
You still
I
dance,
still love to dance.
and you've shown us.
I always dance.
You've shown us how to dance. And
Yeah.
so, will you dance a little bit for us? And you know, dancing is huge for everyone. Dancing is a huge way that we can release stress,
Yes.
connect to our own energy,
And feel happy.
feel happy, move. There's so many benefits of dancing. There's so many medical benefits of dancing. There's a whole area of dance therapy actually that people can go and read about. I've studied it. I love dancing. I grew up dancing as well. Your moves are a whole other level because
You dance too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my dance is mainly this my background where I'm coming from. And you too, you dance too.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I have done dancing, and you know, we grew up dancing as part of our culture. Iranians, every party you're dancing, and I had this interest, like you, since I was little, to put on music and dance, and I've loved different kind of dancing, but I had never done the Nigerian or African moves. And so I remember the first few times that you were showing us I was just like, oh my God, can I even move that way?
Yeah,
so are you going to show us a little bit, and
Sure.
let's see if we can both dance together?
If the YouTube will permit us to do that.
Okay, we're not
just
going to get, we're not going to get.
Just
well,
to entertain our viewers, you know.
yeah.
So
I,
YouTube permit us to just dance to entertain our viewers, okay?
So I would love it. I told you I would love it. So I discovered Davido. I know I'm late on these things, but I discovered Davido because of you, and I'm just in love. And techno, right?
Yeah,
Techno
yeah.
and Davido, and now I'm in love with Nigerian music. In addition to the food that you've been spoiling us with. So I told you that I want Davido to see this video somehow. So all the Nigerians out there, anyone who's connected to Davido, because I think he's doing incredibly great work, and in helping people, and his music is just incredible. Techno as well, but Davido's Fall is my favorite song, and I'm told that we can't play the song, so I'm just gonna have to have it in our head, or you can maybe word the song as you show us some moves. Does that work?
Oh, Davido. I wish he can just permit us to, you know, dance with it. I know he'll be happy to see us dance to his song anyway.
Okay, so you ready to dance?